they have dug Michael Savage up. He's back.
Great.
I mean, he's been on radio for a long time. If you're not familiar with Michael Savage had an MSNBC show actually at the beginning of the early aughts. I don't know if you knew that, Emma.
Seems like an awesome choice by them.
He is a rabid right winger who Janeane Garofalo and I, when we used to have our program, she used to say he saw Allen Ginsberg naked one too many times. I think it was talking about Michael Savage, because he was one of those guys who was I think like a lefty in the in the 60s. But here is he is on Newsmax with Newsmax's Steve Cortes.
Remember who he is. He's there are words I can't
I'm
use
sorry.
on this
We
TV
just got to
show
say
about.
he's talking about George Soros here. And he wades into some medieval era anti-Semitism.
Remember who he is. He's there are words I can't use on this TV show about this man who I think is the devil incarnate. By the way, I think he's the devil incarnate. But you ask, why would a multi-billionaire do a thing like this to a country that welcomed him after the Holocaust when he fled the Nazis? Let's not forget that. What is he doing?
Right.
Is he insane? There's always a profit motive with a person, if you want to call him that, like this.
Oh.
Why does he do it? To cause and sow disorder, to destroy the middle class. There's always money to be made somehow. Perhaps he shorted Walgreens stock. Do I know? We don't know what this man does. Remember what he did? He shorted the English pound, made $1 billion, almost drove England into bankruptcy. He shorted the Indonesian currency, almost drove Indonesia into bankruptcy. Why does this man, why is he permitted to do things like this to the city? It's not, why does he do it? I don't know how crazy people, Stephen, I don't know how crazy people think. What does he benefit by walking out of his park?
I'm glad you pointed out, by the way, that this country welcomed him in. I mean, talk about ingratitude. Not only did we welcome him, but we provided him through our capitalist system with the opportunity to become unimaginably wealthy. And he pays us back by literally destroying, again, not his community, because his peers are fine, but by destroying the communities of middle and working and lower class people who don't have alternatives, who don't have private security, who don't travel on private jets, the kinds of people who have to deal with the consequences of his actions. And it's just reprehensible. Think of how much evil we would have saved if we had deported this guy a long time ago rather than giving him citizenship in the United States.
You know what's fascinating about this to me is that they're so close to getting the idea that there could be something wrong with our system.
Yeah, but they just fall back on like just casual, but also very throwback anti-Semitism there, right? Like basically likening him to the devil and saying he's not even human. Might want to reevaluate.
Well, I also just think that like he sounds like he's a capitalist, and I mean, like
what's such him and Bezos or whoever.
Right, exactly. Like maybe there's a problem with the system. It's not like, listen, if we let you into the country, you got to be grateful and would do good things for us.
In fact,
with your billions.
He came into the country and he was more American than you could possibly be. He exploited this capitalist system and he made himself incredibly wealthy and he bought off our politicians. I mean, that's part of what Soros does, right? Not saying that I'm going to wade into the waters that they choose to. The left obviously has a critique about systemic corruption that involves Soros, but you could make a systemic argument and not do just that. There's nothing more American than what Soros is doing right now with his money.
Exactly.
That's exactly what
Maybe you shouldn't be allowed to short currencies that would bankrupt the country. How about that for an idea?
I found out something funny about Savage when researching Mark Levin. Mark Levin was apparently just some Republican operative guy, but he started calling in a lot during the Bill Clinton sort of impeachment stuff, but for free for Hannity. So he's basically a free contributor. But then Hannity went on break and Levin started kicking Savage's ass in the ratings, and he's been made ever since then.
Yep. Levin was actually, I think, in Reagan's DOJ. Right. I don't know how prominent of a role he had, but Yeah, Savage is an interesting guy, and Newsmax is probably where he belongs. But it is so close. They were so close to going like, hey, maybe there's a problem with the system that allows this. No, it's just that we can't allow evil people
Should we let capitalists
participate.
do it whatever they want, or I guess we should just figure out which ones are going to be evil somehow.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you
Let's
gotta
pick
do
out
the
this
evil
one.
test.
Yeah, that like that, but that's always the right wings. When they stumble upon some kind of critique in that way, it's just this one bad individual, and it's usually for racist or bigoted reasons. But the system itself is working phenomenally. So we'll scapegoat this person, gin up our racist base, and that suits the interests of keeping things as they are.